Hello. This week's episode is The Parallel, which is akin to a few other older episodes and also some of the ones we're going to see in the future. It's all about parallel dimensions and how you deal with moving between them. So, it starts with a rocket launch, which is real. I'm not exactly sure which one, but it features some stock footage that they got off. I'm guessing this is pre-NASA, so it would be like the US Air Force or possibly even the US Army. They also had a rocket program at some point. When he does the covering his face, they didn't go to a still, which was more common in the series. They went to just fade out with his hands in front of his face, which I just noted as this detail. The idea that he's gone for, that they lose contact for 6 hours and it's been gone longer, or they mentioned that, oh, you were just gone for a minute and then came back. That is pretty much the same in Contact by Carl Sagan, which also got turned into a movie, in which the vehicle that they're using drops through a spinning ring thing. You have to read it to get it, but and it just drops through. It just takes a few seconds, but there's 14 hours of footage, or rather static noise on the recorders. So something happened there. The line, if it's not easy to say, then it's better said, is nice. I think I'd like that as a t-shirt, you know? If it's not easy to say, you're probably better off just having said it. Just blurt it out, you know? And then there's another line where it says, either he blacked out or he isn't who we think he is, or he says he is. And it's, of course, both. He did black out and he's not who he says he is, because he doesn't actually know that he's not there. Well, Colonel Gaines, he thinks he's Major Gaines. There is a conversation in which Gaines starts hearing the radio sort of in the background. And this features a very weird Dutch angle where the camera starts to tilt. It doesn't actually go hard Dutch angle, but it starts to tilt whenever we're looking at the other characters. And this is, of course, indicative of some sort of mental breakdown, which I guess it is. Because in the next moment, he's running towards the ship, and then he wakes up back in the ship asking for re-entry. Bit odd. But I like the way that they sort of started him off on that journey by having the Dutch angle. This episode is very reminiscent of A Shot, an Arrow into the Air, which is, season 1? Which has the astronauts, the 3 astronauts, 4 astronauts, that come back, and then upon iteration, they sort of disappear into different parallels of their return. And it's also very reminiscent of another episode called The Sound of Thunder, which we haven't seen yet, which is about time travel. This isn't about time travel, but you create these near perfect parallels. The final thing that they do, apart from showing that there isn't a fence, is when the colonel and the major or general, exit the hospital room. They stand on opposite sides in the real version of the world, rather than the one that Colonel Gaines belongs to. It's a bit of a small detail and it's not consistent, but the hallway is flipped, which I thought was a nice touch. Next week is I Dream of Jeannie, but not the sort of Jeannie we think, I guess. And I look forward to seeing you then. Take care now.